All right, some major potential news on the DXY. Just noticed this morning, looking at charts. Normally, I really look at like the weekly, the monthly, the daily, but rarely do I check in on the 3-day. And I'm glad I did this morning on the DXY because there's some potential bigger candles that are giving some warning shots in a bigger way than maybe we're ready for. So that would be great for crypto, right? If the DXY has topped, we'll obviously be able to see hindsight, but these are the candles that are much bigger than the daily chart, right? The 3-day can really hold a lot of secrets. So let's get right to it. Two candles really that stand out. One right here. After what our second candle is the first one, this one right here. What is that? That's called in Japanese candlesticks. That's what we're looking at, the candlestick chart. This is called dark cloud cover. What the hell is that, Chase? That's a very bearish candle and often a sign that the chart has peaked, at least temporarily. And you want to see follow through. So maybe we got the follow through right this candle, the Gravestone Doji, right at the EMA 8 weekly moving average. Now we're getting follow through to both of those candles, especially right off of this gravestone. And let's see some continuation down. We need to take out some lows, but dark cloud cover, right? You make a potential quicker high, right? You make a short-term high after you just closed a super bullish candle. This shows signs of exhaustion and that we have ended. See how this high took that out? What you want to see is, your candle form, your next candle right here makes a high, a newer high, but short-lived, right? And then your close must be below 50% of the previous candle. Did we get that? That's a check mark, right? That is called dark cloud cover, and it's a warning sign of things to come. And we saw some follow through with our next candle, short-term relief bounce, and then more bad. Now looking back and, 6 months from now, we'll be able to see, was this the pivot point, right? Was this the top for the DXY? Are we getting ready to, enter our more long-term accumulation for the next bull cycle, for crypto, for, the stock market? We will see. But big warning shot on the 3-day chart for the DXY in a bigger way on two major reversal sign candles and a continuation off of the Gravestone Doji. So dark cloud cover followed by just a week or two later of a Gravestone Doji followed by some good bearish follow through. So great news if you're a Bitcoin crypto bull, right? Obviously not if you're a US dollar fan. So some more things real quick to keep it short. You want to look for, the big warning shots, right? But then you want to see some, following with your indicators. Do we have that so far? On the weekly, right? We've jumped up to the weekly DXY chart. Here is our stochastic. This is your momentum. And we have lost momentum with confirmation going down, right? Well, this is a super reversal. Here's your trigger point and here's your average. And now they are both following each other. So we're losing momentum. At the same time, we're putting in super bearish candles on the 3-day. These are all things that will help us in the long run. Now, another big thing on the weekly chart still, right? What do we notice here? Look, higher highs. But now recently, right, we're making a high and then a lower high, right? These are lower highs, right? What direction are these going? At the same time, price of the DXY was continued up, right? So although this is subtle, when I zoom out here, you can see that chart. That's why I clicked on it to zoom in. But starting from the same point, right, May of 2022, right, which direction is that going? So the DXY is making new highs at the same time the weekly RSI is not making new highs. That is called divergence, and that could be yet another just little nail in the coffin for the DXY. So what we want to pay attention for in the biggest picture is the ADX and DY and ADX and DI. Lots of letters. We see the average directional index in the orange here starting to trigger down, right, making lower lows. That's another good sign. But we really need this to cross potentially, maybe in the next couple weeks, maybe month, right? You could see how it can close quickly, certainly if the DXY rolls, but I would love to see a bearish cross. You can see the last time we got that, I mean, we're looking at really kind of more of a battle area right in here, but big time, it's been since May of 2020 since we had a huge bearish cross on the DXY. We need another one if we're going to start another bull cycle in the big picture. Again, we'll obviously see all this in 6 months from now. We'll be able to look back and see, was that a fake out, or is this the beginning of the end for the US dollar? Time will tell, but a couple big indicators and a couple things starting to at least potentially show a momentum shift on the biggest picture for the DXY going down. Now, do we have it yet? No. We want to see continued confirmation. We want to see something that hasn't happened in a long time. And what would that be? Well, I would say a close. One, yeah, we've seen closes below the EMA 8. Have we seen closes below the EMA 14 in the purple? Not for a long time. Not since beginning of this year, 2022, right? So if we can get a move down to the EMA 21, below the EMA 14, right? Look at these numbers, 110. That would take out the lows that we've seen since this power move up, right? Was this the end for the DXY? We will see. We need to see these steps close below here. The EMA 14 at 110. Are we going to get it this week? That'd be nice. 3 days, 8 hours. We will see. Are we going to come down to the EMA 21 and find support? Right? There's a case to be made for that. Right? You got this liftoff zone here. Maybe we find some support in there and then continue, or at least bounce and then put everything back on hold, and then maybe we fail to make a new higher high, and then that's the momentum shift going into 2023. You can see how that could take some time to play out, but these are the bigger things that we want to start watching for. Certainly some good hope for the DXY on that 3-day chart, potentially rolling in a bigger way than maybe most are ready for. So we will see. Fingers crossed for the bulls for risk on assets. FU, US dollar.